Hi, this is Rob Woodhouse from Goldsnare. We're here today to talk about the sluice gate sluice, the SGS-1. This is a unit I developed over the past couple of years. It is using a 1100 gallon per hour bilge pump, which feeds a special jet inside this tube. That then feeds into a special chamber, the sluice box, which I specifically designed to catch fine gold. So we're going to see this thing in operation. Just to show you for a minute, the unit does easily disassemble into multiple pieces. You can separate the chamber, set down separately. The nozzle is a quick just slide on. Allows you to, if you have a plug or something, you can quickly just pull that off, tap it out, stick it back on, and you're back in operation. Okay, let's pan down a little bit and we'll look at the jet itself and how that operates. I'm going to show you that it has plenty of suction and how this jet is designed to work off a bilge pump, which is a pretty complicated process to figure that out, but I'm going to set the unit down in the water and turn it on, and it's going to draw material up into it. And we'll show a little bit of that. You can see, hopefully, the speed of the material going through the device. It will draw it up in there. For those technical guys out there, this has about a 5.5 inch of water suction, and I'm going to show you the jet. If that pump left in the water, how much it's pulling back. A lot of pressure there. Creates a great venturi suction inside the device, which allows me to suck up material through the nozzle. So, having that covered, let's move on and connect the device. Take a break. Okay, for the purposes of this demonstration, I have attached a clear cylinder tube, which is an exact replica of the other device, but it allows us to seal it in a little bit better and see the operation of the sluice box. Let's set that down in. Make sure there's no air bubbles in our pump. Turn it on. And again, let's move a little bit of material. So let's focus right down here on the pan a little bit and on the nozzle. We get a few rocks clogging up here and there. I'm going to save a little bit of that material so we can watch it go through the machine. And just to show you how much suction it does have, let's focus back on the nozzle for a second. I've got here in my hand a couple of 1/4 ounce fishing weights and a 1 ounce. So hopefully you can see that, and we're going to suck that right up in there. So, plenty of suction to do the job. Now, let's show you a little bit of what's going on in the sluice. This is really where it's all happening. What I've designed is a sluice box which contains sluice gates. These help change the flow of the water and the material through the device. Helps slow it down and keeps it processing, keeps it moving through the machine until it's discarded at the end. What this has done is allowed me to get in the range of about 1 foot per second of material flow, which allows the gold to be captured in the matting. So, let's see, we're still running through, and hopefully you're picking this up. If you can see the material moving through the device. Turn it up on its side a little so you can see what's going on here. If you get a little bunch up sometimes in the sluice, one particular rock likes to stop the motion of the others. Just a simple little movement of the hand can release that and get material flowing again. That's one of the reasons I put the windows in, so also so you can look down in and see if you've got gold and the material's being processed properly. You're going to notice in the video that we have outlets here for air. So if we end up sucking air, and we'll test that, I'll show you real quick. Let's suck air into the machine. That air will leave through those outlets. What it's also going to do, give us an indication of pressure. So we can see that the unit is operating properly. If we had a plug in the rear end of the unit, you're going to see that pressure go up. If we had a plug in the nozzle of the unit, you're going to see that pressure go down. So it's an easy way to make sure that everything is running properly. Let's see if we can make out, help move some of these air bubbles out. Let's see if we can get, make out, see what's going down in the sluice. Sluice has a special matting I found. And it is pretty much a very active mat. I'll be able to zoom right down into the mat.
I think we have to look straight down.
Yeah?
I think so. Oh, I can see it much better underwater.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Alright. I can't from my angle because of the lighting, but see if we can record a little bit of that action. Mat has lines in it that are devoid of fingers. This creates a little drop riffle. That drop riffle becomes very active. Those fingers become a nice little storage area, creating their own small little vortices. Testing the unit, I found that there's plenty of storage for gold. It is works as well, if not better, than what I was previously using, which was some small riffles with miner's moss. I was actually very impressed with how this mat operates. Terrific. It eliminates the need for making riffles myself. And in a submerged sluice box, I found that drop riffles actually work better. This is because it is an enclosed cylinder, and on a normal riffle you need a spot for that that pressure ridge to go up. Because it's an enclosed cylinder, there's no place for displacement, so it becomes more of a problem putting a regular riffle in there. So drop riffles seem to work much better, and it includes closed sluice box. And this matting has proved itself to be excellent and much easier to clean. So let's go to the rear of the unit. We have an exit tube. And you'll see material coming out of that. That is put in there and actually moves material from about ½ an inch off the bottom of the mat up and out. That motion, because everything is pressure, creates a nice flow. Material is sucked up. Now, if you've got gold in there, really there isn't that much motion at this end to lift a nice piece of gold. I mean, we can shake the unit around, we can move it around, we can get material down towards the back there, and it still won't be lifted out. So it really saves anything that we have already in the sluice box. We can turn the unit off, carry it to another location, we'll use it over there, carry it to another location, use it in the next spot, with no fear of losing gold. You'd really have to tip this thing up 180 degrees to even take that chance, and then even at that, it's going to be very difficult to lose anything that you've already got in there. That should be good. Okay, we've showed you a bit about the operation of the unit. We're going to show you real quick how to clean it out. It only takes a minute. I usually use a 5-gallon bucket, but for the purposes of this demonstration, let's just use a pan. So we're going to come over, use a regular screwdriver, or I like these little drivers. 6-in-1s, very useful. Simply take off the end cap, dump any material that might be right in the bottom of that. Set that off to the side. We have our matting. You can slide that out. Just roll that up. Move any other material out of the device. The reason I like to use a 5-gallon bucket is I like to tip this unit right on its end, swirl it around, get everything out of there that might be up in the top. I also recommend, at least at the final breakdown of the day, loosen every connection up and empty out any spots in here, any small breaks. You'll find gold will find its way into sitting at the edge of the nozzle, sitting in any contact points in here. So let's set that off to the side. Our matting, pretty simple. We back roll that. Releases material very easily. And then you can just pan down the remainder of the material. Now we do have in there a 1 ounce and 1/4 ounce lead shot. Not lead shot, but lead weights. So there's very little material left back in the sluice box. I haven't run any gold in this today, but you'd simply fan back. And I've got some lead shot that's in there that was in some of this material. You can see all that. Now, I have done extensive testing. I've got about 250 grains of fine gold that I have run through this thing literally hundreds of times. And capture rates are running better than 90%, usually around 93–94% on average. That's a lot to claim, but the difference between this design with these sluice gates makes a world of difference. Everything else I tried over many months of testing simply would run maybe 60–70. At best, other designs were low 80% range. So it works. It moves material through at a rate more properly matching a standard sluice box, and to do that in an enclosed cylinder really requires some changes in thought. So this is what I've come up with, and it works very well. So thank you for now.